we are here with Daniel Walter, owner of PESI Landscaping.
Yes.
And Daniel has a real niche when it comes to taking somebody's space, their yard, then they're like, we can't do anything with this, and then turning it into a livable space. So we're going to take a look at one of those projects. So Daniel, I think to start out with, tell me about this fence right here.
Well, what happened, the homeowner called and said, we have this limited space. Do you have any ideas how we can make it usable and playable for the kids? So after looking around, we realized that the fence ended up at the corner of the house. So by moving it back here, it left enough room to add a slide and a swing. And even though we had to turn around the slide backwards so that they would have the room to run up the hill, you still got a slide and a swing that nobody knew would actually fit in this area.
That's awesome. Okay, so we'll make our way through here where we can see the slide as well as the swing, and they have two children, right? So they
Yes,
can
ma'am.
both be playing at the same time.
Yes, they have two girls. So we came
Excellent.
up here, and after looking at the backyard, they knew they wanted a patio and an area for the kids to play. We felt this area fit best for the patio, and they only had one door at the time, so we added another door so they could walk straight out to the patio or onto the play area. And then we added this one so it looks nice and pretty, but it's also for safety, so you know not to step over the wall. And then you can use the columns either to put pretty plants on or flowers, or you can also use it if you're grilling out to put down the steaks and the condiments when you're wanting to cook out.
That is awesome. And then this is a really neat idea.
Oh yeah, it wasn't old. The whole backyard was just this old gravel and a railroad tie wall with all crepe myrtles up here, so it's just kind of nasty and wet all the time. So they took the crepe myrtles out, and then we changed the railroad tie wall to a decorative block wall that not only does it hold back the dirt, it's a nice seating wall. So if you're having a birthday party, you can fit 20 kids back here, or the girls can get up and walk on it like a balance beam. So there's one more area to play that's just incorporated to the rest of the area.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to take care of plants or anything, and they were tired of mud, so we just put in the decorative rock that complemented the color. When it's dry, it complements the color of the patio, and now they don't have any mess or anything to have to take care of.
Wow, that's amazing. In this small of a space, how you transformed that.
Over
so
here,
now this is taking us to the next area.
Yes, this is where when we looked out trying to decide where to put the yard and the patio, we put the patio there, and then water at the time was backing up into the screened-in porch, so we tied in all the downspouts to get all the water out of here, and then just made this entire area the turf play area.
Yeah.
So in the summer, they have a little inflatable jumpy jump out here or right here. They sent me pictures of where they had the little water slide and everything playing. And one of the first things she mentioned was she wanted a play area and a patio and a climbing wall. So originally we talked about the climbing wall here, but it was going to block everything and it just didn't flow.
Take up some of your space too, right? Yeah.
Well, after we realized that we could move the fence back over there to make room for the slide and the swing, we realized that we could move back here about 20 feet to the air conditioning units, put the climbing wall here and not take up any of the play space. But in turn, if we added a deck, they had a climbing wall, a deck to play on, which in turn gave them a fort underneath where they could play, where they have a little table, where they have a drawing table. They have two little hammocks set up under there. So this turned out to be a little hideaway, and the kids love it.
That's a kid's dream.
Right.
I love it.
Because the parents know they're safe and they're enclosed, but the kids still feel like they can get away far enough where they don't have to be seen.
Absolutely.
So that's how we, it didn't all come to us right at once. We had to lay it out and play with some ideas, but we were able to give them a whole lot of play area and just a limited space and no mud ever. You can play in the rain right after it rains, sunshine. Oh, and another neat thing they've done, they've taken it down because it's winter, is the turf can get a little warm in the winter. Okay. So they got those shade cloths that you see at playgrounds and stuff. So they hang those right there to keep this area cool in the summer when they're playing.
That's awesome. Well, if people want to learn more as far as a project maybe that they have that they're like, I don't think there's any way, how do they go about getting in touch with you?
Oh, my phone number is 205-368-5402, and I'm also on PESI Landscaping, Facebook. One other thing we do is quite a few yards have just been complete mud, and that's they were just like drainage. The kids couldn't go outside at all, and so we've taken those and turned them to a complete, play area, whether it's sunny or dry or raining. Just anytime they can go out there and it's not inhibited by weather.
And really, do you serve families in like Jefferson, Shelby, or those? Is that mainly where your projects are?
Yes, we're both. Grew up here in Vestavia, and just for driving purposes, we like to stay within an hour. We will drive further It can be a bit more because you have all the travel time, but you know, if you're in the over the mountain area or within about an hour, we're happy to come take a look.
Great. Well, thank you, Daniel.
Well, yes, ma'am. Thank you for taking a look.